Even though many people imagine film and TV sets to be wonderful and light-hearted workplaces, the reality is they're normally environments jam-packed full of pressure, as directors aim to stay on schedule and not waste the studio's money. So the last thing a stressed-out director needs is for an actor to turn up to set on day one and throw an unexpected spanner in the works. Yet on more than a few occasions, plans have been changed on the fly, and money has been completely wasted due to the performers signed to a particular project. Inexperienced future stars, ridiculously committed actors going against the director's vision, and overly excited fans of famous talents leading a feature have all totally messed up the first day of filming on a variety of movie and television productions over the years. Yet it must be said that no actor starts their first day on the job with the intention of pissing off their bosses or sabotaging a day of filming. I'm Gareth from WhatCulture.com, and here are 7 actors who really messed up their first day of filming. Number 7. Ryan Gosling got too fat. The Lovely Bones. Now, admittedly, Ryan Gosling didn't actually get to experience a first day of shooting for Peter Jackson's The Lovely Bones, but his decision definitely messed up the original plans for the shoot, so his gaffe definitely deserves a place on this list. Gosling was initially set to play Jack Salmon, a grieving father obsessed with his daughter's murder case. And the usually trim actor quickly felt that the character had to be on the larger side. So he decided to pack on the pounds and went from 150 pounds to 210 pounds by the time he walked on set. The sight of a bloated Gosling wasn't one that Jackson was expecting or indeed wanted. With Gosling recalling in a Hollywood Reporter Actors Roundtable discussion, "I showed up and they said, 'You look terrible.' And I said, 'I know, isn't it great?' 'No, it's not. Go hit the treadmill.'" Before long, Gosling was, in his own words, fat and unemployed. This ultimately forced Jackson to recast the role of Salmon, and Hollywood superstar Mark Wahlberg eventually took up the mantle. Gosling then later stated, "I think the film is much better off with Mark Wahlberg in that role." Though Gosling clearly holds no hard feelings when it comes to his departure from the project, let this be a lesson. Communication is key, folks. Number 6. Paul Rudd nearly breaks Jennifer Aniston's already injured foot. Friends. Evergreen actor Paul Rudd didn't exactly get off to a great start when it came to working on the universally adored sitcom Friends. One of the show's core cast members, Jennifer Aniston, had broken her toe in the lead up to his first day on set. This meant she was rolling around set on a Segway, as you do. The cast and crew were understandably in awe of Aniston's mode of transport, so Matt LeBlanc asked his co-star if he could take her wheels for a spin. Inspired by the Joey actor's exhibition, Rudd then asked to have a go on the contraption. And that's exactly when an enjoyable first day almost became his last on the Friends set. Rudd attempted a spin on the Segway, and only went and ran over Aniston's injured foot. The actor later recounted on the Graham Norton show that the producer's look of panic was as if to say, "Is it too late to fire him? Has his character been established yet?" Luckily, the cast and crew were able to laugh off the first day accident, and Rudd went on to appear in the show until its very last episode in 2004. Talk about starting off on the wrong foot though, am I right? Number 5. Emilia Clarke falls off a horse. Game of Thrones. She may now be synonymous with the role of Mother of Dragons Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones, but when Emilia Clarke whacked on the platinum blonde wig for the very first time all those years ago, things didn't exactly go to plan. It probably didn't help that some genius decided to throw her into a horse riding scene on her very first day on a high-profile job. During the scene in question, Clarke was struggling to stay on her living mode of transport and ended up hanging onto the poor animal's neck as the shot progressed. Speaking during a The Cast Remembers Game of Thrones video on YouTube, Clarke explained, "I'm hanging on for dear life and I just remember shouting, 'Please stop filming!' And I'm like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. Turn around and I'm like, oh my god, there's like the whole crew and I just cried." So that was my first day on Game of Thrones. She may have only ruined a couple of shots due to the mixture of first day nerves and unpredictable animal co-stars, but you can bet Clarke was hoping for a better start to life as the breaker of chains. Number 4. Daisy Ridley's wooden acting Star Wars The Force Awakens. After impressing director J.J. Abrams enough for him to offer her the lead role of Rey in Star Wars The Force Awakens, Daisy Ridley's fairy tale journey to a galaxy far, far away soon hit a few speed bumps during her first day on set. Sensing that he didn't have time to beat around the bush when trying to bring together a project of this size, Abrams wasn't afraid to let his new lead know that her early takes as the Jakku scavenger were wooden. Ouch. Understandably, this response nearly reduced the fresh face to tears, as it dawned on her just how huge an opportunity this was and how much was riding on her performance being anything but wooden. Shedding more light on how she felt at that early stage in her Star Wars career, she told Glamour magazine, "I was petrified. I thought I was going to have a panic attack on the first day." It may not have been the ideal start Abrams or the young actor was looking for, but once she got that lackluster first day out of the way, Ridley was able to gradually put the nerves to bed and give a performance which eventually made her a household name. Number 3. Sergio Leone orders Henry Fonda to lose his bad mustache. Once Upon a Time in the West. Nothing establishes a big bad film or TV villain quite like the sight of a thick, thin, or flamboyant mustache. Thinking along these same lines, screen legend Henry Fonda decided that he needed to equip himself with a glorious bit of lip fuzz, along with some brown contact lenses, in preparation for his role as the ruthless Frank in Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West. Yet, in another case of an actor not quite sharing the same vision as his director coming into a production, Leone wasn't at all pleased with the version of Fonda which turned up to perform on his first day of shooting. Knowing exactly what he wanted to capture when it came to Frank's chilling entrance in the feature, the director ordered Fonda to immediately shave his mustache and remove his contact lenses so the audience could clearly see his crystal blue eyes and distinct face in the planned close-up. Leone wanted people to instantly recognize the typical good guy Fonda, and for them to be shocked at him playing a role as wicked as Frank. Even Hollywood legends can have a bad first day on the job. But after this early hiccup, Fonda would then go on to produce one of the greatest performances of his career, mustache free. Number 2. Johnny Lee Miller spent his first day with his head in a toilet. T2 Trainspotting. It doesn't matter whether you're an average Joe sat watching your favorite TV show on Netflix, or a well-known actor stepping back into a character's shoes for the first time in 20 years. Illness can strike at any time. That's exactly what Johnny Lee Miller found out the hard way during his first day on set for Danny Boyle's sequel to the iconic Trainspotting. Instead of laughing and joking with his long-lost co-stars and reminiscing about the good old days, the actor spent the majority of his first day as an older Simon Sick Boy Williamson with his head stuck in a toilet pan. In hindsight, violently being sick into a loo for hours on end actually sounds like a very sick boy thing to do. And Miller even admitted, "I hope nobody thought I had taken my character too much to heart." In the end, once the actor had flushed away that embarrassing initial day back with the team, Miller was able to brilliantly pick up where he left off with the likes of Ewan McGregor, Ewan Bremner, and Robert Carlyle, and more than played his part in producing the crowd-pleasing comeback that was T2 Trainspotting. Number 1. Beatlemania ruins undeveloped film, A Hard Day's Night. Director Richard Lester knew he was in for a hell of a ride from the moment the Beatles turned up to shoot their feature debut, A Hard Day's Night. On day 1, the band were chased onto a train by a fleet of screaming fans, so the director decided to try and capture some of the madness on camera to use in the film. The chaos that followed John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr soon became a serious problem for Lester, though, after filming had been completed on that very first day. As the team pulled back into Paddington Station in London after travelling to the West Country to shoot, half of their work was lost due to a few overzealous fans thinking a young lad carrying undeveloped footage for the film was actually a Beatle. Lester later explained he had a Beatle haircut, so they chased after him. He panicked, dropped some of the tins, and because it was negative stock, the lights got in and ruined it. That was the first day, but it got better after that. After the Beatles' rabid fanbase sabotaged a large part of that first day of filming, Lester eventually managed to produce a film which went down a treat with fans and critics alike. But for a minute there, it did look like Beatlemania was set to derail the star's first ever motion picture. And that's our list. Know of any other actors who really messed up their first day of filming? Let us know all about them in the comments section below, and do not forget to like, share, and click on that subscribe button. I've been Gareth from WhatCulture.com. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm sure I'll see you very, very soon.